Welcome to Books for Success. Today, we're delving into the wisdom within the CBT Workbook for Mental Health by Simón, Rego, and Sarah Fader. The CBT Workbook for Mental Health is a practical guide to using cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, to improve your emotional well-being. It offers targeted solutions for common issues like anxiety, stress, self-esteem, and relationship issues, providing simple exercises that can be completed in just 10-30 minutes a day. Before we begin, subscribe and ring the bell for notifications if you want to keep receiving the knowledge of book summaries about health, wealth, love, psychology, and much more. Don't be shy about dropping your book suggestions for us to summarize. Also, you can use this video as an audiobook summary. Let's grow and succeed together. What's in it for me? Put some CBT techniques into your mental health toolkit. Have you ever felt trapped by your own negative thoughts and emotions, wishing there was a way to break free? Cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT, may hold the key. Cognitive behavioral therapy is a versatile tool to transform your thought patterns and improve your well-being. It's a leading treatment for mental health issues such as anxiety and depression, but can also help with things like building self-esteem and self-acceptance, strengthening relationships, diffusing stress, controlling cravings and impulses, and more. In this summary, you'll see how CBT can help you to understand the complex interplay between your thoughts, feelings, and actions, and harness that knowledge to improve your mood and quality of life. In particular, we'll look at working with self-esteem and self-compassion, dealing with fear of failure and managing cravings. If you are struggling with significant mental health challenges, it's important to seek professional help. But for those looking to enhance their emotional well-being and build resilience on their own, the techniques discussed in this summary can be valuable additions to your mental health toolkit. Let's get started. The practice and promise of CBT. The power of CBT lies in its practical approach. Rather than simply exploring your past, CBT is focused on identifying your present challenges and equipping you with concrete tools to identify and change problematic thoughts and behavior patterns. At its core, CBT is a way to identify and modify the hidden cycles of thoughts, feelings, and reactions that influence our well-being. By methodically recording your automatic thoughts and labeling the cognitive distortions within them, you're able to consciously reframe them. You train yourself to default to healthier ways of answering life's challenges. CBT isn't about putting on rose-colored glasses, but rather freeing yourself from the prison of reactive thoughts. It grants you the autonomy to choose which thoughts have meaning and which can be discarded, to choose what actions align with your goals and values. With practice, you'll learn to face the full spectrum of your emotions with greater balance and equanimity. As you learn to uproot counterproductive thought patterns and sow more adaptive ones in their place, you may find yourself blossoming in unexpected ways, feeling lighter, more decisive, and more resilient. Self-esteem and the inner critic. How often do you find yourself grappling with self-doubt, questioning your worth, or being your own worst critic? It's all too easy to fall into negative self-talk and let your inner critics run the show. How should you address that nagging voice? One way is through building self-esteem. Self-esteem, at its core, is about valuing and respecting yourself, believing in your worth. It's a foundation upon which you can build the confidence to pursue your dreams. One simple way to cultivate self-esteem is to engage with activities that bring you joy, fulfillment, and a sense of accomplishment. Whether it's pursuing a creative passion or volunteering for a cause you believe in, certain grounding experiences remind you of your unique talents and capabilities. By prioritizing what nourishes you and challenges you to grow, you connect with what matters to you as an individual, nurturing your self-esteem. Now, what about that inner critic? Here's a specific exercise which can help the two of you develop a more constructive relationship, by letting you observe how your inner critic may actually be trying to help, albeit in a maladaptive way. To begin, sit quietly and listen to your thoughts for 5 minutes. What self-critical thoughts come to mind? Just notice what comes, without judging or trying to stop them. These are what we call automatic thoughts. Write them down. Next, review your list of self-critical thoughts and circle 3 of them that you find most bothersome. We call these your hot thoughts. Now look at these 3 hot thoughts objectively and see if you can reframe them as more constructive, helpful statements. For example, "I'm terrible with money" could be reframed as, "I'd like help with money management." "I'm not a good friend" could be reframed as, "I care about improving my friendships and will think of something nice to do for a friend." "I'm a lazy parent" could be reframed as, "I'm tired, but I care about my children. I will think of a small way to show them I care, despite feeling tired." By practicing this reframing technique, you'll start to recognize that your inner critic, while harsh, is often trying to help you improve. The key is to acknowledge its presence, but reframe its messages into more constructive, actionable feedback. By developing more positive self-talk and a productive relationship with your inner critic, you can support your personal growth and self-esteem at the same time. Building strength and resilience through self-compassion. Have you ever noticed how much easier it is to offer compassion to someone else than to yourself? When times are tough, it's easy to get caught up in self-judgment, evaluation, or blame. Imagine if you could extend the same kindness and understanding to yourself that you offer your dearest friends. When you practice self-compassion, you help to ease your own suffering and create space for healing. Self-compassion is a tremendously powerful skill that you can cultivate. You can practice this exercise anywhere, during your everyday life, whenever you notice negative thoughts about yourself arising. Just follow these 4 steps. Step 1 for self-compassion is this: when you notice a negative thought causing you pain, simply acknowledge that the thought has arisen. Next comes step 2. Instead of trying to suppress or argue with the thought, note how it makes you feel. Step 3 for self-compassion is to respond to the thought with a gentle, compassionate voice, either aloud or in your mind. Acknowledge to this part of yourself that you're experiencing something difficult and offer it compassion. For example, if you catch yourself thinking, "I hate my life. I have nothing going for me," you might say something like, "I'm sorry you're hurting right now. Life has been tough lately and it's okay to be sad." Finally, we have step 4. After each self-compassionate response, take a moment to notice how you feel. It may feel strange or counterintuitive at first to be addressing yourself. But try it and see how you react. You may notice a sense of support or comfort similar to what you would get from a friend. That's no coincidence. You're being a friend to yourself. By incorporating the practice of self-compassion into your daily life, you'll begin to cultivate a kinder, more understanding relationship with yourself. This doesn't mean that you'll never experience negative thoughts or difficult emotions. But by learning to respond to them with compassion, you'll be better equipped to weather life's storms and maintain a sense of inner stability and self-worth. Don't miss out on this powerful practice. Remember, while it may feel awkward or unfamiliar at first, this isn't about self-pity or self-indulgence. It's about treating yourself with the same love, respect, and understanding that you would offer to anyone you care about. Working through anxiety. Your heart races, your palms sweat, and it feels like you're looking through a tunnel. Anxiety is a pervasive emotion that affects everyone at one time or another. But for some, anxiety can become a chronic and debilitating condition, an anxiety disorder. There are several types of anxiety disorder. Generalized anxiety disorder is characterized by persistent and excessive worry about various aspects of life, leading to restlessness, irritability, and difficulty concentrating. Panic disorder is marked by sudden and intense episodes of fear, accompanied by physical symptoms such as chest pain, heart palpitations, and shortness of breath. Social anxiety disorder, on the other hand, is an intense fear of social situations, stemming from the worry of being judged or humiliated by others. Cognitive behavioral therapy has emerged as one of the most effective known treatments for all types of anxiety, helping people to recognize and challenge distorted thought patterns, gradually facing their fears and reclaiming control over their lives. While we can't address every dimension of anxiety in this summary, let's look at one aspect that resonates with many people: the fear of failure. When anxiety is entangled with a deep-seated fear of failure, it can create a paralyzing loop of negative thoughts and avoidance behaviors. Here's an exercise to help get you unstuck. First, pick a task or project where you think fear of failure may be a factor. Set aside 15 minutes in a quiet place where you can reflect on this uninterrupted. Second, on a piece of paper or in a journal, write down your most catastrophic fears in this area. What are the worst things that could happen if you fail? Don't hold back. Let your imagination run wild. Acknowledge any sensations of anxiety or dread that arise. Once you've exhausted your list of fears, let's change tack. What excites you about this project? Start listing all of the good things that could happen if you make an attempt with this task. Next, ask yourself, how could you move this project forward? List 3 actions that you could take. Is there anyone you could ask to help you with this? Finally, come back to the scenarios that you fear. Challenge yourself to envision how you would cope if one actually came to pass. What would you do? How would you support yourself emotionally and practically? What inner and outer resources could you draw upon? Here you can also reflect on your track record of facing difficulties in the past. Remind yourself of times you've weathered failure, disappointment, or hardship and emerged on the other side. This evidence of your resilience can offer a counterpoint to your catastrophic fears. By directly confronting your worst-case fears in this way, you begin to expose them as distorted and exaggerated. You reconnect with your capacity to handle adversity, and failure starts to lose some of its paralytic power. Congratulations, you've taken a courageous step toward anxiety-proofing your mindset around failure. Coping with cravings. Do you struggle with cravings? Cravings are a natural part of the human experience. But whether directed at food, stimulation, or mind-altering substances like alcohol, cravings can lead to overindulgence and destructive habits if left unchecked. By cultivating the ability to endure and outlast these cravings without acting upon them, we can develop mastery over our own minds. Cravings are rooted in the interplay of neurochemicals within the brain's reward system. Dopamine serves to reinforce the desire to repeat gratifying experiences. Oxytocin, the so-called love hormone, is also implicated in the reward centers of the brain and is increasingly being studied in relation to addictive behaviors. The greater the surge of these chemicals in response to an activity, the more powerful the urge to seek it out again and again, potentially ensnaring us in a cycle of addiction. Food cravings, in particular, are often tied to our emotional state. Stress can dramatically alter our eating patterns, driving some to seek solace in overeating while causing others to lose their appetite completely. The Rate Your Hunger exercise is a simple yet effective tool you can use before a meal to tune into how hungry you really are. First, take a moment to assess your hunger level on a scale from 0 to 10, with 0 being not hungry at all and 10 being ravenous. Once you've rated your initial hunger, proceed to eat your meal, but pause halfway through to reassess and record your hunger level. After finishing your meal, take a final reading of your hunger scale. Sounds simple? It is. But by repeating this consistently, you'll develop a deeper awareness of your body's genuine hunger cues, learning to distinguish between actual physical hunger and emotional or environmental triggers that you associate with eating. Over time, this heightened sensitivity will help you to make more intuitive choices about when to eat and how much, ultimately fostering a healthier, more balanced relationship with food. Another type of craving that might affect you is a craving for stimulation or an adrenaline rush, which can lead to risky or self-destructive behaviors. Here, you can use the Visualize a Calm Place exercise to help calm your mind and body. Find a quiet, comfortable space where you can sit or lie down. Close your eyes and picture yourself in a serene setting, such as a tranquil beach or forest. Engage all of your senses as you immerse yourself in this imaginary place. Feel the warmth of the sun on your skin. Hear the sounds around. Smell the clean air. Relax into this scene, letting go of any thoughts or worries that arise. Notice how your body and mind begin to settle and your craving for stimulation gradually dissipates. When you feel ready, gently open your eyes and take a moment to reflect on the experience, observing any shifts in your thoughts or emotions. With regular practice, the Visualize a Calm Place exercise can become a reliable tool for managing your stimulation cravings, helping you to cultivate a greater sense of peace and balance. Yet another tool from cognitive behavioral therapy that can help you in your daily life. Final words. Cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT, can help address a wide range of mental health challenges and personal growth goals. By systematically identifying and reframing distorted thoughts, you can break free from negative self-talk and cultivate healthier ways of interpreting and responding to life's challenges. CBT offers many practical techniques for challenges like building self-esteem, practicing self-compassion, coping with anxiety, and managing cravings and addictive behaviors. CBT is no magic bullet, and it takes work to get results. But it does offer a robust set of tools that, when put into practice, can help you navigate life's ups and downs with greater resilience. Thanks for being part of our insightful voyage. If our summary piqued your interest, we encourage you to dive into the complete book for a deeper understanding. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more content if you're new here, and share it with others who might find it valuable. Keep on reading, discovering, and advancing until our next adventure.